Hello everyone, welcome back. This slide will finish the book. Let's get started. Testing procedures. The procedure qualification test will determine the correctness of a welding method. The performance, which is you guys, welding assesses the ability to make a sound weld. So you guys do this in the shop. You guys know what a pass and fail is. You can see over here. This would be a fail because it is greater than an eighth. Most of you have already done this. When in regards with CWB, you perform a sample weld and then the agency representative tests the specimen. If you have your book open, this is page 19 to 22. The welding procedure specification. This, as I said before, this is the recipe for making a sound weld. It will list all the essential variables that the welder needs to know to perform the weld that's being tested. So what kind of base metal, the thickness, filler metal you're going to use, if you need flux, sealing gas, the position you're going to weld in, if you need to pre and post weld heat, and welding technique, up hand, down hand, and so on. The pre-qualified welding procedure system is slowly changing. These are known as PWPs. You ladies and gentlemen need to test and pass the Class A before getting any pressure tickets. You will all do practice pressure testing throughout the course to get some good experience under your belt. Closed procedures are similar to PWPs, but they are more related to the company. So companies like Sims, for instance, have many closed procedures that are more commonly known as company procedures. When I go to work, I have to do company procedures, job tests on whatever type of material I'm welding on, kind of thing. Page 25 to 28 shows the QW 482 and 483 forms. Up here on the screen, the 482 form, that's the directions for welding. The 484 form is what records the results. These forms are used for testing the PWPs. It is the inspector's job to make sure that these are in place before the weld test is being performed. When you guys do PWPs in the shop, I will give you some forms and they look something like this. This is an example of a QW 482 form, and this one is for the PWP7. You can see it lists base metal, you can see P number 1, and the filler metal is an F3 and F4, 60, 10, 70, 18. Next here, we got the QW 484 form. This shows the weld that's being done. You can see up top it says 6 inch. You can see over here it says 6 inch sked 80. Uphill progression, and then you have the results. So this will be recorded and submitted whether your face and root bends are a pass or a fail. Here's the summary for this section. This, as I said before, this is stuff you need to know for your test. And as I said before, you can probably pause this if you need to get this information down. Moving on. This section's pretty quick, starts on page 32. CWB is a division of CSA. These CWB tests comply with CSA W47.1. That is the certification of companies for fusion welding on steel structures. There are two classifications that you guys can get qualified for. It's the S and the T. S is for structural, and it's usually tested with backing. As you guys most know, you do the weld with a gap with a backing plate, and you can do something other than that. You would weld and back gouge and back weld the piece. The T is a classification for pipe, but mostly that's pipe without pressure. As most of you know, certification lasts for 2 years, and after this you have to requalify. If you have all position, you do a check test, and pretty straightforward stuff. Moving on, page 32 in your book. ASME Welder Performance Qualification Tests. There are 13 PWPs. As mentioned previously, you must achieve the Class A before testing pressure tickets. You must have a B stamp or a Red Seal stamp in your logbook to apply for the Class A. The good news for you B levels is that you need to get your B stamp in your book. You need 1,950 hours, but you must have a pass on your Red Seal exam. For level 3 apprentices, to get the endorsement in your book to be able to qualify for the Class A, you need 4,620 hours, and you must as well have a pass on the Red Seal. So as I said before, if you're not ready for your Red Seal, start studying now. Here's the last summary for this book. There's going to be flashcards on Moodle to help you practice for your test, and I'll let you guys know the date for testing for this.